There's lots of people out there that want to know whether women can have hair transplants, when you would have one, why you would have one. Oh my God, I hope it doesn't all fall out.
Someone very close to me died very suddenly. The last person I saw was really honest with me and just said, nothing's really going to do it other than a hair transplant.
I love my Frankenstein.
It was falling out and it just wasn't going back. I'm going to just have to shave my hair.
I'm Michael Douglas and I've been working with women and their hair for over 35 years. I know just how important hair is to you and how it makes you feel about yourself. And that's why I've invited some brilliant women into my studio in Soho to tell me about their life, challenges they've faced and how I can help them make the most of their hair. So keep watching for great stories, tons of hair tips, techniques and advice. This is Hair Stories, where hair meets life.
So I'm Katie and I'm 41. I'm from Liverpool in England and I live with my amazing daughter Rosie. I'm an arts practitioner at a children's hospital, bringing all the arts together and being fabulous. I've had a love-hate relationship with my hair, you might say, over the years, and through some big life changes and unexpected things that have happened, they've impacted my hair. And my health essentially, like physical health, mental health sometimes. You don't realise what you've got till it's gone. I feel like I'm coming out the other side now, but I wanted to speak to Michael about my hair and have someone who is so empathetic with people who have struggles with their hair. Hair is of course important to a lot of us. There's more to it than that, and I think Michael's got such a lovely way of understanding people beyond hair. It's just so funny having you touch my hair because I don't have anybody touch my hair ever.
Really?
Really.
What? Do you go to the hairdressers though, or do you just chop your hair yourself? Or?
Both.
Oh, do you?
Can't you tell?
Yeah, well, it looks actually quite nice, your hair. Me and Katie have met before. We met in Cyprus on a kind of holiday, a working holiday, I think, wasn't it? But I noticed that you were wearing a headscarf quite a lot of the time.
Yeah, all
and then
the time.
My natural conversation topic with anybody is their hair. And you told me a bit about your hair story, which was quite mad, really. So you've had a hair transplant.
I have.
And you had quite a big one as well, because I was amazed by just how much had been transplanted. How long ago was that?
A year and a half ago.
God, so it's not that long ago then. And are you happy with the results?
I am overjoyed.
I have to say, it's amazing. They've done a bloody amazing job. Where did you get it done?
I got it done in Liverpool.
In Liverpool?
Yeah.
That's the place to go. Don't go to Turkey.
No.
Liverpool for the hair transplants. There's lots of people out there I know that want to know whether women can have hair transplants, when you would have one, why you would have one. When did you last colour your hair?
I've put one wash in, wash out on it about 4 months ago.
About 4 months ago. So yeah, you can see that. It's done a nice job.
I was trying to cover up some grey hair, and now all the grey hair's there, as you will see.
It's here, yeah. You've not got a lot though, have you?
I have.
Oh, okay, there's a little bit there.
And the other side.
And there's a little bit there. Okay, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
41.
41?
Years young.
Is this the longest your hair's been for a while?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I mean, it's interesting because it does actually look really nice, your hair.
I feel like my hair naturally goes into a 1970s haircut.
Yes,
Like,
okay, yeah, I can
want...
see you have got a little 1970s thing going on, haven't you? You've got like these funny...
It's a bit Charlie's Angels,
a bit Charlie's
hair,
Angels.
isn't it?
What about the length? How do you feel about the length? Are you enjoying having hair again?
I do like having hair, but now that I've got hair, I feel confident that it'll keep growing.
It'll keep growing, okay,
yeah,
yes.
So I'm like, you know.
When did you reach the confident point where you think, oh my God, this has really worked?
I filmed it actually.
Did you?
I've got the day recorded, and...
What, the moment that you...
Yeah, took my headscarf off and went out in public. I'm in Tesco's with no headscarf on. Panic walking. I'm panic walking down the wrong aisles.
I love my Frankenstein.
I cannot believe I actually left the house without something on my hair. It's been months. It's been 6 entire months. It doesn't look, it doesn't look the best, but it's It's hair, isn't it?
Okay, well I feel like we should trim some of the length. I don't particularly want to kind of cut it short. I mean, when I first met you, you had short hair, because obviously you were growing this transplant out. And it did really suit you short, but I feel like because you've been growing it, it seems like a shame to just kind of go back. You know what I mean?
It's up to you.
What?
My hair is in your hands.
I don't like it when they say this. I need commitment. It does look super nice, you know, when we do this with it.
Go for it.
I think that, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, all right, well, let's go for it. Oh, excited. What kind of shampoo are you normally using on your hair?
So since I had the hair transplant, I've only ever used baby shampoo. I was recommended to use baby shampoo for at least a year afterwards.
What is the reason for that? Is it just because it's so mild?
Yeah.
I'm going to shampoo your hair with this stuff. This is a friend of mine's range called Shanti. So it's 97% natural ingredients. It's sulfate-free, paraben-free, so very gentle. How often do you wash your hair?
Most days.
Really? So you wash it almost every day?
Yeah.
So this will be the first time your hair has been shampooed with anything other than that baby shampoo?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I hope it doesn't all fall out.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, are you slightly anxious about that or nervous about that?
I'm excited because I keep looking at shampoos and things and thinking, you know, I need to try something, but I just didn't know what. So here we go. Oh, I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel really giddy.
Just for you folks at home, this is how you towel dry someone's hair. You push the towel into the head. You don't rub it and scrub it. It causes a lot of friction and a lot of knots. So people are often complaining that the products have made their hair really knotty, but it's actually just them. They've made it really knotty by the way they've used them. It's a good little tip, that. Okay, so we're going to chop a decent chunk, a decent wedge off your hair, right?
Go for it.
You're happy?
Yeah.
Okay. You got that on film, right? You're happy? And I'm going to cut underneath like this. A lot of people cut hair like that. And if you cut hair like that, you put a tiny little bit of graduation or layering into it. So if you turn fingers upside down, it's for any hairdressers watching, and we'll try and make sure we cut underneath the section like this. And you sometimes trim your own hair, was I hearing you say? You've done a good job. It's not like a...
No, I didn't do it the last time.
Okay, so you went to a hairdresser, did you?
Well, I had to, because I'd given it a go.
Okay. We're going to start to take the same section again, but we're actually going to, what we call, elevate it out. And what that means is that you'll start to put a tiny bit of layering at the ends. If I comb that down now, you'll probably be able to see that this layer is a bit shorter than the longest layer. And that should give us a nice shape that goes like this at the back.
I just got nervous about someone cutting my hair.
Did you? So you thought, sorry, I'll do it myself. Yeah. What triggered your hair loss?
So my hair loss, I came to realise, hadn't just happened sort of in one go.
Okay.
It had been a combination of things over a number of years. I first noticed a lot of hair loss after I had my daughter.
Okay.
Which I know is very common.
Yes, yeah.
Postpartum hair loss.
You tend to store the hair while you're pregnant. So you don't tend to lose any while you're pregnant. And then it's usually after you've finished breastfeeding or after you've had the baby, there's quite a lot of hair loss because all the hair that's been stored starts to fall out.
It was quite extreme, and I just felt like my hair never really recovered for a long time. I bleached my hair.
All of it?
At home, yeah. Which was the worst thing I think I could have done. And then the second sort of part of hair loss came about 2.5 years later.
Okay.
Where someone very close to me died very suddenly.
Okay.
And I think the trauma of grief brought on some hair loss. And I did speak to the doctor about my hair loss, and they said, well, you know, it's a combination of things, but ultimately they put it down to grief and and deep sadness really, and how that can really affect you.
Who was the person that passed away, if you don't mind me asking?
So that was the person who was like a dad to me.
Okay.
Yeah, called Terry. He was the most amazing man I've ever
Great.
met. So what I now know was perimenopause a few years ago.
So you're quite young for that, weren't you?
Yeah, about 36, 37.
Blimey.
Yeah. My hair just started to fall out, and it was when it had fallen out before, it had sort of eventually grown back, but this time it was falling out, and it just wasn't growing back. And it was in the same places, so it was at the front and at the sides. And then I just sort of realised I saw some specialists, and the last person I saw was really honest with me and just said, nothing's really going to do it other than a hair transplant.
Wow.
And that was really hard to hear.
It's such a relief to be told the truth,
Yeah.
isn't it? You think, okay, well, this now I know, you know.
It is. It's a game changer, because then I sort of had to think, okay,
Yeah.
is that a road I want to go down? Because I think I'd been in denial for a while, really,
Yes.
thinking it's going to grow, it's going to get
It's going to
better.
sort itself out, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that whole kind of positive mindset as well, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
if I just stay positive, everything's going to be okay, you know.
Yeah. So it took me about 2 years to make that decision to have
Okay.
a hair transplant.
It does take time, doesn't it, to
Yeah.
come to terms with something and then make a decision about what to do.
Yeah.
And I often say to a lot of people, if they're struggling with hair loss and everything, is just like be patient. Like, don't be in a rush. It sounds like you did a wonderful job on yourself with regards to that, you know.
The temptation was to go abroad,
Yep.
which I know lots of people do, and that's
Turkey and all that, yeah.
that's their choice, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
good for them. But I was really scared that if something wasn't quite right afterwards, I was thinking it's not
What do you do?
not
Yeah.
practical, is it, to keep trying to go back
Yeah.
somewhere that's far away? I was hiding it from everybody,
Yeah.
so nobody knew I was having these
So,
appointments.
and how were you hiding it? Just under a headscarf or a hat
Yeah.
or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and I've always worn headscarves.
Okay.
So for me to keep just wearing headscarves
Yeah.
and putting in, like, sometimes I'd have like a hair, like a bit of like extra fake hair, and like nobody noticed.
Okay.
And you become a bit of a master of.
Yeah, it's a disguise.
You do.
It's a very unhealthy way to live, isn't it?
So unhealthy.
You don't get to
Yeah.
be yourself in front of anybody. You're like having to hold 10-20% of yourself back.
Yeah. And it was taking me ages to like get my headscarf right in the
Yeah.
morning. I was like dedicating more and more time to like hiding what was going on,
Yeah.
and all that is so bad for you mentally, that
Yeah.
you can't just go out and live your life. It's unbelievable how much it impacted me.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's a real thing, isn't it? Your hair. It's a real bit of your identity.
It was such a lonely place to be, and I just kept thinking, I'm gonna just have to shave my hair,
Yeah.
and just be, like. But then I was like, but I don't want to.
No.
I had no idea how important my hair was to me until
It was gone. Yeah. I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to show people, if you may come in a little bit, I want you to have a little look round Katie's hairline here, because they've done a great job of creating this shape.
Yeah, I had no hair there at all.
Really?
Yeah.
How far back were you?
It was, I don't like at least an inch and a half.
Inch and a half. All around the front
Yeah.
here was gone.
And it was like just tiny, wispy, tufty
Yeah.
hair, and then it was like where a man goes
Yep,
bald, basically
bald.
the sides. I had it right at the sides.
Wow.
And it was just like right to like above my ears, all the way back.
So this is very much a female hairline here. You can probably see it, and it goes around the head like this. Whereas when men get transplants, you get this kind of horseshoe shape at the front, so it naturally recedes back here and then comes out down here. But they've done a really fantastic, what I'd call kind of female or feminine shape around your face here. Just to explain to people, they take hair, they harvest hair from back here essentially, and then they create a little hole and they put a new follicles. It's not the hair necessarily, but it's the actual birthing machine of the hair, and then plug that in. They actually put it in at certain angles, so it actually blends so brilliantly in with your own hair. So how long does the procedure take?
I think mine took about 9-10 hours, something like that.
In one sitting?
Yeah. So you are given medication.
So pain relief, essentially?
Yeah, where the hair's been transplanted, that cannot touch anything for like a good few days.
Okay.
So you're really, really, really conscious of, you know, like any follicles that get sort of touched. If they're knocked out, that's it.
Okay.
And you have to spray your hair with water, and I think it's every 20 minutes. And I had my hair transplant done 2 days before Christmas.
Jesus.
And my mum just says, she says, all I remember from that Christmas is through our Christmas dinner, you kept going, hang on a minute, and spraying. And I was like, I'm done. Okay, great, pass me the gravy.
Yeah. Like a house plant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like a house plant. And I had to just get myself every day into this kind of zone of like, right, just stay still and don't move. And the same with when you start washing your hair as well. Like, you've got to be very gentle and very careful.
Were you terrified of shampooing it at that point?
It was the worst.
Really? Yeah, I was like, ah.
I was so scared. And I knew it was looming. I knew the day was coming when I was going to have to wash my hair.
Yes.
And you have to, because your hair kind of scabs over, so the follicles scab over, and you have to kind of gently wash them off, really.
Yeah.
And it sounds disgusting, but it's to let them grow. When you're allowed to start washing your hair, that was really, you know, almost not looking like to see if there was any hair that had left the building. You know, like, has it gone down the plug?
Yeah, is it in the plug hole?
Yeah.
So how long after the transplant did you think, it's bloody worked? It's worked!
That was probably about 6 months.
Okay.
I remember thinking, I just want it to grow like longer than like my eyebrow hair which I mean, when you think of how short that is.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, as long as it gets like longer than a sort of eyebrow eyelash hair, then I feel like I'm on my way.
Yeah, okay.
And it's mad to think that, like, when that happened, I was like, yes.
Crikey.
Yeah.
The back hair is usually a bit bulkier than the side hair. And that's because the hair grows all the way down the back of the head. So it gets a bit thick and bulky here. But what I like to use are these little thinning scissors, as you can see here. And the trick really I find with them is just to use them on the ends of the hair here. So you go like that, and as you can see, it cuts out like individual strands of hair, but not the actual length itself. What is your life like now, Katie, compared to what it was like before the transplant?
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah. I feel like a new person.
Yeah.
I feel so, I just feel so at ease with who I am. I didn't realise how much I was holding.
Yeah.
And how it's quite,
Was it a valuable experience for you? Is it like you learnt a lot?
I just learnt so much. And I think more than anything, I wish I could go back to that version of me and just say to myself that it doesn't matter almost. And I know that I can do that now because I've had a hair transplant and it's made me feel better. But the weight that I was carrying, when I finally told, because I kept it all a secret, when I finally told my friends that I'd had a hair transplant, I never told them I was going to have it done. I only told them afterwards.
Wow.
They just were like, I can't believe you've kept this from us. And we would have, you know, we just wanted to support you. And I think I just didn't realise how actually no one would have cared.
Yes.
And I think that was the biggest learning curve for me, was that, you know, your friends and your family, they love you no matter what. And I just wish I'd had the confidence to just be like, do you know what, my hair's falling out, and it'd be good to sort of go through that with a bit of, you know what I mean, friendship and love, which I know I would have had, but I think there was a bigger part of me that just felt too embarrassed.
I must get 300 or 400 DMs a week from people suffering with hair loss. You telling this story, I think, is probably one of the best things that I could do to facilitate this information for hopefully thousands of people that will watch it and then go, oh, all right, okay, I know how it feels because someone's explained it, and I roughly know what to do because somebody's told me, you know, and that's you. So I'll just say at this stage, thank you for travelling all the way down here and telling this story, because I think it's going to be massively helpful for people.
my biggest takeaway is that, you know, talk to people, talk to someone, because when I finally opened up about it after having the transplant, everybody just, you know, it took me a while to talk to people bit by bit, but not one person had a negative response. Every single person just literally threw their arms around me, and they felt bad that they hadn't been there for me. Don't be afraid to talk to somebody about it, because that's the first step, I think.
First of all, if you want to diffuse your hair at home, or you want to make it curly or wavy, it's loads better to do it from wet to dry rather than like damp to dry. So you get much better formation on the curls. A lot of people do this thing where they kind of dry their hair with the hairdryer a bit first and then put the diffuser on. It's like, no, don't do any of that. What you want to do is disturb the hair as little as possible as it's drying. So that's why I use a diffuser. It diffuses the air and it stops the hair from blowing around. All the blowing is the bad bit. Lowest heat, lowest speed. You can see how gentle that is. Hair doesn't move as it's drying, just stays completely still. It just means that we encourage all this lovely movement in these curls. And then we'll just start to manipulate the hair and push it around as it dries.
Look at my hair.
Right, well, lean forward and tip your head upside down for us. That's it, great. There we go. Okay, chuck your head back for us.
This is so cool. Oh my God!
How did it?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, yeah, the curls are so good. Do you think you've got better hair than you had before?
Yeah.
I don't mean like after today, but after the transplant.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's improved the quality of your hair, you think?
Massively.
Wow.
Massively, yeah. It's funny because I remember you saying to me, I'll do your hair one day.
Who said that?
You did.
Oh, yeah, okay, great.
And I remember thinking,
And here we are.
It felt so far away.
Yeah.
I thought, my hair's never going to grow, and you know, it was like the dream, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now we're here. Thank you.
Oh my God, it's a pleasure. So this is just a tiny bit of wax. This is nice stuff. This little pomade stuff. It's very simple. A lot of people like use this for men's hair, but I love it on curly hair. It just kind of makes it feel a bit more lived in and bedded in rather than super fresh, you know.
I can't believe it's my hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's great.
I've never ever seen my hair look so like perfectly curly, and I look like a hairdresser. Welcome to my salon.
Yes, you do, don't you? Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, it's a total pleasure. You look great. I'm so pleased and I'm so happy you've come. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Great, you look fab. Okay, what I'd like to do at this point is give you your hair back. You can reclaim your hair.
It feels so thick.
You can go to the mirror and have a little play around with it and touch it.
Oh, I
and
love
feel
it.
Yeah, great.
Oh, I really love it. Thank you. I feel like so excited, but I can't. No, it's not even excited. I feel like elevated. I feel so confident. Hi. And I feel so full of joy. I don't like it. I love it. I love my hair. It feels so healthy, and it feels like it's brought out my personality. And I just feel strong, and I feel like sassy. I feel so happy and vibrant. This hair represents me. I feel really grateful. I feel like I'm gonna cry. Sorry. I feel like a butterfly, you know, it's in, like, you know, you're trapped in the cocoon, and you've become who you always were meant to be. Sorry. Oh, can't stop touching my own hair.
Yeah, good.
That's amazing, thank you very much. I think until you're living with hair loss, it's so hard to describe the impact that it has on every part of your life. and you can, you know, you can be a really strong person and a really independent person and have, you know, so many things that you've got to get on with in your life and be doing well in other aspects of your life, but it just never goes away. And I think today was like, it feels like such a celebration of coming through all those times that I've had to look in the mirror and I felt just desperate and like there was just a big cloud that wouldn't go away, and I just thought it won't always be like this. Everything changes, nothing is permanent, you know, and I knew that it would take time to get here, but I think I'm just so pleased that I met Michael. He was the right person for me to talk about this with. I think Rosie will love it. She sees me for who I am, and she sees me now for someone who's very happy with very happy hair. Don't lose hope. Definitely start talking about the thing that's making you feel a bit lost or a bit alone, because you're not actually alone. And I feel like there's a whole community of people out there that are experiencing this, but we just need to find each other.